you ready for this?
I am.
I kind of want you to be scared. Are you scared?
It feels very nice and also hurts at the same time.
All right.
Which is kind of like, I don't know, life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good way of looking at life.
Right?
Feels really good, but it hurts sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Just like this massage.
This is nice. I've never had one of these things before.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what, though? A lot of people are like that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. They're like, I don't know what to do. Just lay there.
Lay there and let somebody that you pay rub your back.
Yeah. Just let me touch
how
you.
much do you, like, I don't know if you want to get into, like, how much you charge for massages, but, like, how much do you charge for a massage?
Okay, so I'm pathetic. I have this loyalty gene inside of me that I can't get rid of.
That's not pathetic.
It's pretty bad. So I worked at a chiropractor for 12 years, and I've never gotten a raise.
Jesus.
And so I make $25 an hour. And if I worked in a spa, I'd make about 60, 70.
So, and that's like, do they just rely on you not asking for more money?
I think so. I think they know. They're like, oh, Joy won't ask. But on the upside, I've always been able to pick up my kids from school. Like, if I have a comedy gig, which never happens, but when it does, I can be like, hey, I'm leaving early.
Right.
And if I have an author signing, I'm like, hey, I'm not going to be in. So I guess I get that.
Okay, that's all right.
Yeah.
And so do you only do, like, this either in the podcast or in the chiropractor office, or do you, like, do, like, private, like, are you a masseuse? Like, do you have your own?
I mean, this is my table.
Okay.
I do at-homes. I used to do more of them, and then the economy kind of did what it did.
Right.
And I was the first person. They were like, oh, let's cut Joy out of our lives. I'm like, that's a bad decision, but okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, massages are kind of like a luxury thing, right?
They are. I mean, unless you're, like, at the chiropractor. Oh, and don't let me hurt you.
Okay.
Like, if it's too much, just tell me, and I'll
Right.
maybe back off.
How do you know if it's like, because it all hurts, but it all doesn't hurt? You know what I mean? Like, it's like.
Like, if your toes start to curl and your eyes start to cross, like, maybe be like, oh, back off, Joy.
But isn't that what you're supposed to have happen or something like that? Like,
Yeah.
get the tension out?
I mean, you're gonna feel good after this.
I'm excited.
But mostly because your body's gonna be like, oh, she's gone. And I'll be like, yeah, I'm gone.
Nice. I dig it. How'd you get into it?
I was going to school for physical therapy, and I got pregnant. And I was like, okay, I'll just take massage therapy school, and I'll do that for a couple years. And then I'll go back to physical therapy, and that did not happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been doing massage for 12 years now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
That's not sad. That's great.
It's not a profession that most people do for a long period of time.
Really?
Yeah, because it is hard on your body.
Yeah.
So
I've given, like, back massage, not like this, but, like, regular, like, just somebody I see to rub their back or whatever, like,
right.
Massage. It tires you out. Your hands get tired and stuff like that.
I mean, I'm lucky because I went to school,
Right.
for almost a year. So I know like where the table's where I need it to be, the lotion's what I need it to do. So like you guys are doing it like on a floor or a couch or a bed.
Right.
So
I dig that.
I guess you should introduce yourself if you want to do that. Do you want to do that?
Did I not do that?
No.
My name is Jeffrey Baldinger. Hello.
Hi.
I'm a comedian.
And a piano player.
And I play the piano as well, yes.
And
you say what?
you're doing that tonight.
Yeah, I am playing piano at the Comedy Store tonight. Filling in for Jeff Scott.
I miss him.
Yeah, he's the best.
He is the best. I'm
Yeah.
helping him. Well, I'm trying to light a fire under his ass to write his memoirs.
Oh, those would be amazing.
He sends me, like, every once in a while, he'll, like, send me a bunch of stories, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I would love to just read everything that he's been through. Jesus.
It's insane. Like, he talks about, like, Richard Pryor and how he'd help him get on stage.
Yeah. It's like, how long has he been the house pianist here?
23 years, I think.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So I'm like, come on. And he's like, I know. And I'm like, so I've already written, like, the first page.
Yeah.
That's what I've got for him. And I keep trying to give him, I'm like, just give me everything. And he's like, I'm trying to just get it into chronological order. I'm like, well, let's do it.
That's smart. It's good to get it. At least he's writing it all down.
Yes, and he has so many things recorded.
Yeah. Oh, the archives of the footage that he released some, like, after Brody died. He released a bunch of old Brody sets that were fucking incredible. It was just like I sat and watched them all. It was the best.
Isn't that? Yes. I was missing Brody the other day, and I started watching.
Same here. Yeah. I miss him.
Yeah.
But it was like watching, the sets that Jeff Scott released. It was like, oh, you must have like sets from everybody. Probably. And it's just like so cool.
That's why I was like, let me just come over to your house.
Yeah.
And, like, never leave. Like, I'll bring my computer. And then his computer died on him. So for a while he didn't have anything. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Really?
Yeah. Now, do you ever record sets?
Always.
Yeah.
Well,
not yours.
No, I don't. I do not record people's sets when they don't. When they're not asking me to. Yeah. I sometimes you think about it. It's like, oh, I want to record this, but then it's like you don't want to give people the wrong impression. At least from my perspective, it's like
No, I get that.
You're surrounded by audience members who are like, this guy has his phone out.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm just like, nah, I'll take a picture every now and again.
Okay.
If somebody has like a cool stance. Like yesterday, Jamar was on the table in the middle of the OR looking up at the light, and it was just like a really cool shot, and I was like, I'm gonna grab a shot of this.
He doesn't stand still.
Yeah, but he does really cool things. It's
he
like,
does.
I want to capture this. He's the best.
He is.
Yeah.
So when did you start playing piano?
About 10 years ago-ish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I had to learn because I was living out here and I was out of a job, so I had to start street performing to make some money. So I bought myself a keyboard, went out to the Venice boardwalk, and just started playing for money, and that's basically how I got my chops.
Really?
That for my first year out here, yeah, before I started doing stand-up.
And you just were like, I can do this.
Yeah, well, it was like one of those things where it's like I had to make some money. I didn't really have any other options. I was looking for work, and it was just like I gotta figure out something. And I had a good ear, I played the drums my whole life.
Okay, so you had some.
I had some musical background, but
because if somebody was like, okay, Joy, you need to go make money,
yeah,
I would not think musical instrument, because I look at shit and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna figure that out.
Yeah, I have a good ear. I don't read music, but because of my drum playing, I can read rhythm and stuff like that. So if you give me sheet music or whatever, I can fake it.
Okay.
But I just sound shit out.
So what do you play like on the boardwalk?
I play like Beatles, Elton John shit. I'd make stuff up, people passing by and like try to entertain people, Basically, classic rock and pop music from the oldies, like stuff like that, or just like basically karaoke bar type music,
So did you want to do comedy, or did that come later?
Yeah, I wanted to do comedy. after a little bit I saved up enough money from that. I went out for groundlings. I did that for 2 years, but then I had a friend in one of those classes that did stand up, and went to one of the shows, and I was like, well, this would be, working at a comedy club would be fucking great,
Right.
And so I asked, the club that he was at. It was a club up in the valley. It's not there anymore. But how to, and I was reading Rodney Dangerfield's book, who's my favorite comedian of all time.
Okay.
And, it's basically like, you want to do comedy, you just got to be around comedy. And so it's like, yeah, okay, I got to do that. And so I went to, an open mic and started doing stand-up, and I just fell in love with it. And that's basically how it happened. I got into a few fights with some street performers before I wised up and went inside, but
How did you, street performer fights.
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, so I was never making, there was a guy who performed next to me. Because the Venice Boardwalk is first come, first served thing. For Santa Monica, you need a permit to do street performance, which I didn't have the money to get a permit, so I was Venice, it's there's sectioned off areas. It's just you get there early enough, you get that spot.
Okay.
And so, but it's very territorial with people who've done it for years and years and years, And so there's this guy that his whole thing was he jumped on broken beer bottles and liquor bottles barefoot. And, he had a prime location. He always made more than me. It always frustrated me because, he was a better showman than I was. For sure. I give him credit. He was dancing around, asking people. He had a chair and he had a blanket full of broken beer bottles, and he was like, "What am I going to do? What am I going to do?" And I was sitting the first day. I was sitting there watching, what is he going to do? Surely he's not going to do the only thing that I think he could probably do. But then, that's exactly what he did. He just jumped on the glass, and it's his feet were calloused over. It's not like he was feeling anything at that point. But so one day I was like, he's got that prime location. I'm gonna get here early. I'm gonna get to a prime location spot. I'm gonna get to a spot that can be high foot traffic area. I'm gonna actually work on this craft.
Okay.
And so I get there, and I start performing. I'm making some good tips and blah 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 blah, taking requests, making up songs, and then he gets there and he yells at me. He's like, "Hey man, you're in my spot." And I was like, "No, I got here. I got here today." And then he's like, "Better move, man. You better move." And I'm like, "No," so because I'm an idiot, but. He then reached into his sack of talent. And just started throwing beer bottles and liquor bottles at me, hard.
So they were real.
Oh, they were very real, very real. Got a few cuts and bruises, and I took my keyboard. I started using it kind of like a battering ram, kind of trying to get him away, using it as a shield / get the fuck away from me sort of thing. And it was just you picture this guy just chucking beer bottles and liquor bottles at me, using my keyboard to it's like a jousting session,
Right.
And
were people holy shit, this is the best performance?
We drew a crowd, and we made more money that day than either of us had ever made in the entire, it was incredible. But it was around that time that I was like, maybe I should find an indoor place to express myself.
And that's when you went to groundlings?
So I was doing groundlings coinciding with that.
Okay.
But that's when I started focusing more so on stand-up, and I just love stand-up more than anything else that I do, or I was doing at the time, so I just focused on that.
See, that's crazy because I don't know why I remember this story. I must have been 10, and it was on this old radio station, Bob and Tom.
Yeah.
And my parents used to get their CDs.
Yeah.
And it was all their bits and stuff. And one of them was this man who would walk across hot coals.
Uh-huh.
And he'd get all this money and stuff. Well, one day he was walking across hot coals And really what it was is red Christmas lights with coal on top of it. And one of them broke. So he was kind of getting electrocuted. So these people thought that he was on fire. So they poured water on him and electrocuted him and he died.
That made me laugh, but that's hilarious.
So I was like, I wonder if those beer bottles were real. And
oh yeah, they were real. I had to take some out of my face.
holy shit.
I still have like a scar, but it's good. It was worth. You know, I went back. Everything like he's still there. He's still doing it. He's he's gotta. It's good. I basically tell that story in 2 years ago. I did the Edinburgh Fest. I told kind of the story of how I got here and
first invited you.
Yeah, and then, we never scheduled it. I've done another Edinburgh Fest since then, but I was kind of told the story, and it was like people came to me who like know that guy.
Oh shit!
I was like, yeah, he's still there. And I was like, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He's good at what he does.
Now, did you guys split the money at the end, and you were like, oh, that's cool, like?
Oh no, I let him keep it.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was like, what am I gonna use? This was not a stable situation. I wasn't gonna. It was like I was not in the mindset to be like, hey, now that we're finished fighting, let's divvy up these coins.
Let's split this shit up.
Let's split this shit up. You know what? You
win.
You win. You take the spot. I will go back to the annex.
Oh my gosh. Now, any other stories, or is that the best
That
one?
was the main one. There's a few arguments of territorial disputes, but it was like that was the culmination of the thing, and I was like, all right, maybe I'll figure something else out real quick.
That's crazy. Because I don't know, I think because of that Bob and Tom story, I've always like, no, that's not real.
Yeah, I mean, some people may use fake stuff, like, those
like the sugar glass?
The sugar glass and stuff like that. This guy was using real shit.
He was legit.
He was legit.
That's funny. That's crazy because...
He sacrifices himself for his art, and you gotta respect that.
Yeah. I mean, he does it.
Yeah.
Because I have old stuntmen that I massage at the chiropractor because they have like the motion picture insurance.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you, they're like, shit that they do now is nothing. And I'm like, yeah, but you can barely move.
Right.
Like I have one guy, I mean, he's a crippled mess. And he comes in and he's just in so much pain. And he's like, yeah, I used to jump out of windows. And I'm like, uh-huh.
That's like people complaining about putting more padding in football and stuff like that. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, it used to be tougher back in the day, but all those people are brain dead now.
Right.
It's like, all right, whatever you want to do.
Now, did you play sports?
I did.
What'd you play?
Played football.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What were you?
I was a linebacker.
Oh, okay.
Inside linebacker.
I don't know what that means, by the way.
It means I was playing on defense, and I was trying to stop the offense from scoring.
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
My son was a running back, I think that's a thing.
Yep, that's a thing. That's an offensive position.
Yeah, he was really fast.
Okay.
And he was really small, so he would run a lot. But I had no idea when he was on the field.
Uh-huh.
Supposedly, he says I would cheer for him when he was on the sidelines. I'd be like, good job, Tyler! And everybody's like, dude, your mom's a moron. And I'd be like, okay.
No, I was a decent player. I wasn't like top dog or anything like that. I was just like a really great distraction on the sidelines. So that's why I would get playing time, because I would just be too distracting on the sidelines for the rest of my team.
Did you ever get hurt?
No, I never got hurt in football. I never broke anything. I never twisted anything. I was
in football or in life?
Always stretched. No, I broke my arm my freshman year of college, my forearm, and it made me laugh because it was like I played football pretty much my whole life, never got a serious injury, and then my first week in college playing a game of ultimate frisbee, I broke my forearm.
Shit.
Yeah, it was fun. The bone was poking out of the skin. It was a good time.
Now, ultimate frisbee isn't like frisbee golf, right?
No, those are two different things.
Okay, because John plays frisbee golf.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, he's kind of a nerd. I love him, but
yeah, of course.
It's funny because Tony Hinchcliffe's like, I want to go with you, and John's like, yeah, I'm a nerd, huh? Huh? And I'm like, yeah, you still are, yeah.
Yeah. Frisbee golf is, it's a fun thing to play with your nerd buddies.
You know what, though, I will say, because he doesn't listen to the podcast, he's really fucking good.
There you go.
Like, it's kind of crazy to watch him, like, throw it, and it almost hits the basket. You're like, damn.
Yeah, I mean... People don't respect frisbee because I think of the name. I think frisbee just sounds goofy.
Now I'll go with them just to get like the hike in. I'm like, okay, I'll go with you because you have to go up and down mountains. And I've tried, and he'll like try and teach me. And I'm like, fuck you. He's like, your arms are really strong. You should be able to do this. I'm like, yeah, I should, but I can't.
It's all in the wrist.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll just jerk you off instead. It'll be fine.
There you go.
Like, we're good.
I think he'd be happy with that compromise.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't go with him and talk to him anymore, so I think he likes that better.
I mean, it's a good thing. It's nice.
And he goes in the morning, so he'll come home and he's like, I already got a 2-mile walk. And I'm like, yeah, good for you. I got your kids ready for school. You're welcome.
So you're both putting a lot into the relationship, is what you're saying.
I put in more. No, I'm kidding. He does. He's a way better parent than I am.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
How do you figure?
Well, he had our oldest before I even came in the picture.
Okay.
And his ex-wife is insane. She's a total drug addict, crazy person. So I'm like the greatest wife ever. He's like, oh my God, you don't do drugs or hit me? You're amazing. I'm like, yep.
That's awesome.
I'm like, hey, I won't cheat on you either. He's like, oh my God, you're a goddess. I'm like, But
love a low bar.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm never going to cook and I won't clean, but hey.
Yeah. It's like the level of being a good person is sunk so low that it's like, it's not even about being a good person anymore. It's just about not being a bad person.
That's exactly it.
It's like, wait, you're not being a shitty person? You must be the best person ever.
You're amazing.
Really? This is your lot?
It's pretty sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, I had like a stupid, abusive, like hitty boyfriend. So when I got with him, I'm like, oh, you don't hit me when you're mad? Oh my God.
You must be the best person ever.
You're a catch.
Yeah,
so it was just two broken people, like, let's just do this.
Hey, sometimes two broken people make one fixed person. I don't know if that's
I
true,
don't know.
But it works for right now.
Our kids are our kids are going to be fucked up.
Oh, of course.
All 3 boys, Of
course, everybody's kids are fucked up. We're fucked up.
Brody, my youngest, is in a war with Brian Redband right now, so that's terrifying.
Why?
So, he's 8 and he watches Kill Tony, which he shouldn't, but he does because we're here every Monday. That's our date night.
Wait, why is Redband in a war with an 8-year-old?
Because Redband called somebody on Kill Tony a freckle dick. And my 8-year-old... A freckle dick?
Okay.
And my 8-year-old thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
Right.
So he calls everyone freckle dick. And I told Redband, I'm like, dude, my kid calls everyone a freckle dick now. So I took a video and he pretended like he was starting Kill Tony. So he did the Kill Tony intro and then stopped it and then looked at me and he goes, Brody, you're a freckle dick. So Brody is like, Mom, I have to get him back. And I'm like, fuck. So I found the intro and I started it. And then he looks in the camera and he's all, that's Mr. Freckle Dick to you, sir.
Your 8-year-old said that?
Yeah.
That's amazing. He's going to be a stand-up.
Yeah, I think he is.
So you should look forward or, be sad about that.
Yeah, it makes me sad because I'm basically paving the road for him.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be like, oh, your mom Joy, she tried stand-up, she never made it. But you can make it.
Well, talent.
Your mom touched me naked. I'm like, fuck, yeah, I did.
Be good. We give them a wealth of material.
So much material.
That's great. I love that they have a feud.
Oh, it's amazing.
Brian's awesome. Your kid sounds awesome.
And then we went to Curtis's house for his barbecue. and Joel came over, and I thought my 8-year-old was gonna just have a spasm. He's like, Mom, Joel's here. I'm like, I know.
I love Joel.
So, yeah. But I had to tell him, I'm like, dude, you're in 3rd grade. You can't repeat anything you know. I know, Mom, I know. I'm like, I don't.
Give him the inside track to being the coolest kid in school, though. So
or the one CPS gets called on a lot.
Either way, 2 can be, 2 are not mutually exclusive.
I've already done the CPS thing with the oldest. I don't want to do that
What
again.
is, excuse my ignorance, what is CPS?
No, it's good that you don't know it. It's Child Protective Services.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I don't know the abbreviations.
We had to go through all of that mess with the oldest because of the ex-wife. So
Gotcha.
yeah, it's fun. Craziness.
That sounds like a fun time.
Oh yeah, my house is always moving. Like there's just penises everywhere.
That's good.
Yeah.
Right? Or no? I don't know.
No, actually, one of the first jokes I ever wrote is I'm surrounded by penises, and it was a Make-A-Wish gone wrong. Can't touch any of them.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted.
Can't touch this. That's what Can't Touch This was about.
That's exactly what it is. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I do. Yeah, I have a brother and a sister, and a sister-in-law.
No.
Yeah.
My sister-in-law's pregnant.
Oh, lovely.
I'm gonna steal the baby. She doesn't know yet.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, you want to keep that on the down low until it happens.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. She'll be down. Like her cooch is gonna hurt, so I'll just kick her in it and take the baby. It'll be okay.
Right. Yeah, she'll be down for the count.
Yeah.
She won't be down like she won't like it, but she'll be down like you'll get her down so she can't stop you.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's gonna be half white, half Korean. Oh my god.
Okay.
It's gonna be the cutest baby
So,
ever.
I've heard great things about that mix.
Right? With baby kimchi, it'll be amazing.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'm so excited. In fact, we were in Target and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this for my baby. And John's like, their baby. And I'm like, I'm gonna get this for my baby. And he's like, their baby Joy. He's like, one day you're gonna say you're pregnant or you're having a baby. Somebody's gonna believe you. You're gonna get upset and think you're fat and it's gonna ruin your day. I'm like, oh, fine.
Got a point.
I'm like, but it is my baby.
Is it though?
It is.
It seems like from everything you said that it's not.
I raised him. My
baby.
brother.
Okay.
So it's gonna be mine. They don't know what they're doing.
Okay, so it sounds more like grandmother role. If you raise the brother, like a mom
You
raise a
should
son.
shut your mouth
I'm just
on
saying.
that one.
I'm just saying, like from the info that you've just given me.
See, I was going really light on you, and now I'm like, I'm gonna stick an elbow in your
I'm
asshole.
not saying like as far as oldness goes, but just you said that you raised the brother, which is the father of the not yet born baby.
That's true.
Which would then make you
The mom.
no.
Yes.
If you
No.
if you raise the father of an unborn child that you will then want to take care,
I'm the mom.
No.
Yeah.
I agree to disagree.
Is that how we're gonna play?
If you agree to it, I can continue to argue.
Now, where are you and your brothers and sisters?
I'm the youngest.
You're that baby.
I'm the baby.
Were you totally treated like the baby?
I suppose so. Maybe. I don't know. What does that mean?
I don't know, because I can tell Brody's like ridiculously spoiled. Because he's the youngest. He's the last thing coming out of me. So, like, I keep telling him I want him to smoke cigarettes so we can stunt his growth.
He's such a good mom.
It's the best.
Yeah.
See, now you can see why the baby needs to come to me.
Exactly. Needs to go to grandma for cigarettes. Get her favorite pack. It wasn't so much spoiled as it was a lack of, the rules just changed. Like, it's kind of standard, like, the first kid gets more strict stuff, but, like, we all watched our first rated R movie together.
Okay.
So, like, I was 4 years younger than my sister when we all watched our first rated R movie.
What was it?
You know what I mean? What was it? I don't remember. I think it was maybe like The Net or something like that. Or
what was the first movie?
Enemy of the State or something.
So it wasn't even a good one.
I don't know. I liked Enemy of the State. That was Gene Hackman, Will Smith. Come on. Can't get better than that.
You could.
I don't think so. I don't think it gets any better than that.
Oh, you got really tense on that. I'm just going to go with that. What was the first movie you saw boobs on?
Oh, what was it? First movie I saw boobs on was...
Or the first boobs you remember on screen?
Well, I remember, I remember seeing Jennifer Love Hewitt not naked, but just her, and then just being happy that I was watching her. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the first movie I was aware of boobs on was probably Who Framed Roger Rabbit with Jessica Rabbit.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not bad. She was just drawn that way. But I remember that.
Have you seen Cassandra Cass dress up like Jessica Rabbit?
I have not.
Yes. She has a carrot purse and everything.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And there is a picture of her shoving her carrot down my throat. Her carrot purse down my throat. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta play patty cake together. Everybody does.
Oh. What's the craziest thing you've seen here?
Oh.
Man, right here.
Just like, I mean, when I first moved out here, lately, not much craziness. But when I first moved out here, the late night shows in the OR with Don and Earl and the fucking just Earl be up there doing his Silence of the Lambs shit.
Mm-hmm.
People, getting naked, doing all their,
Dawn.
crazy shit. I don't know. Every crazy thing I've seen here probably involved Don Barris somehow.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Don Barris is the one that found out that my oldest son was no longer a virgin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were in the Ding Dong show and I was showcasing, which really means I was talking and Don was interrupting me every 5-6 words.
Right.
And I talked about how my son had a girlfriend. And he's like, wait. Let me have your phone. I was all, fuck. So I gave him my phone and he calls Tyler.
Yeah.
And he's like, so I have your mom and your dad here. And they really want to know if you've had sex with, what's the girlfriend's name? It's little Jade the Whore. And he's like, okay. It's like, we want to know, and they'd just be really proud, and they really want you to say yes, and the whole audience is super quiet, which is really crazy for a Ding Dong show.
Yeah, well, everybody was on the edge of their seat. They want to know.
And then he goes, so what is it, Tyler? Have you lost your virginity? And Tyler, pauses, and then he goes, I don't know. And everybody was like, oh my God.
He has.
And now every time I see Don, he's like, you know what your oldest is doing right now? I'm like, don't want to know. Thank you, Don.
Well, he gets the truth out.
But yeah, he did.
And the truth shall set you free, always.
And then the worst part about it is he ends the call, hands me the microphone back, and he's like, okay, you can continue. And I'm like, stand up, punchline? I don't know. What do you want me to say right now?
Talk about how proud you are of your son.
I was like,
right?
Shit. And he wouldn't look at us when we got home. He wouldn't even look us in the eye. I was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, did you ever watch movies that had those sex scenes with your parents or with your kids or whatever? And it's like uncomfortable.
I took my baby brother, he's 6 years younger than me, to see Scary Movie. And the part where she finally has sex with him and he comes so hard he pushes her to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting next to my brother during that scene and I was like, oh.
Yeah. I remember I hadn't seen the South Park movie in a long time. You remember the South Park movie?
Oh, my 13-year-old, that's all he watches right now is South Park.
Yeah, well, I hadn't seen it in a long time, but I remember loving it, right? And my mom's got a good sense of humor. And I was like, I asked her once if she'd seen it. I saw that it was coming on the television. I was like, oh, have you seen the South Park movie? She's like, no. I was like, oh, you should watch it. It'll be good. And what I had forgotten about was there's the whole thing about Stan finding the clitoris.
Yep.
There's this huge talking clitoris.
Yep.
And we were watching together, and I was like, why did you want me to see it? Why did you want to watch this with me? Like, I forgot about this part. I'm sorry.
Holy shit. I forgot all about that part.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot all about this. I was in the movie theater, and it was like just out, so the movie theater was packed, and I was with my ex-boyfriend. And that part comes out, and at first you're like, what the fuck is that? And my ex goes, what is that? And there was this black lady next to him, and she's all, And then she's all, I'm the clitoris. And she's all, Holy shit. Oh, that was the funniest part of that whole movie.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm sorry. This is embarrassing.
My mother-in-law took her mom, so Grammy, she took Grammy to see Step Brothers, and the part where Will Ferrell rubs his balls all over the drums.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, Mom, do you want to get some popcorn? And Grammy's like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
So no, I haven't seen any. There are some awkward times, like the kids will see stuff, or like Brody will be like, Mom, they were talking about orgasms. What is an orgasm?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing. Shh. Please stop watching Kill
I don't
Time.
have to worry about it for a while.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe.
Please. And then William Montgomery came on stage with like this white wig. And Brody's like, I want one of those. I'm like, no, you don't. William's funny. And I'm like, shit. All right.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Sounds like a good taste.
I've taken him to a couple open mics. He hasn't gone on stage yet, but
He's 8 years old?
Yeah.
Is that your youngest?
Yeah. And now he's mad because he can't go to open mics because he's in school. I took him during the summer vacation.
Well, you can go afterwards, after school. School gets out at like, what, 3?
Yeah, but they don't start till super late.
There's some that start at 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, but we also live in Santa Clarita. We're pretty far away.
Yeah, I mean, you can find any excuse not to do something.
Once again, the elbow in the asshole is gonna happen with you.
Saying, you know.
No, I told him, like, summer vacation, Christmas break, I'll take him again. But we go to Comedy Chow and he just watch.
Does he want to do it?
He wants to, but he hasn't got the balls yet.
Okay, well, I mean, so in more ways than one, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, they haven't dropped yet.
But as soon as they do, is that the deal you made with them? It's like, as soon as they drop, then you can get on stage.
As soon as your voice... I told him, like, I helped him write. Like, he has a couple jokes. He has some that he wrote himself.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like, there's one.
You do one?
What is... my mom always says she wants me to be happy, but then she tells me to do her homework, so she can't make up her mind.
That's funny.
Like, that's a Brody joke.
Yeah.
Or... He has one where he's like, my dad asked me if we were friends, and I was like, well, you're my dad, so I guess I have to be your friend. And then John was like, well, I'm your dad, so I guess I have to be your friend. And then I helped him with the punchline, which is, according to Mom, you might not be, so.
Yeah.
He's got those.
Yeah. Good.
And I told him, I was like, hey, if I get up, I'll give you my last minute, like when the...
That's sweet.
But not yet.
Is that like his birthday present?
No, it's just his, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
He just likes it. He thinks Tom Whalen's super funny.
Nice.
Tom Whalen. And it's crazy, though, to take your 8-year-old to an open mic because he laughs at things and you're like, oh, you know more than I thought you knew. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you watch it with your relatives and you realize, oh, okay. people are aware of things.
Yeah, he knows what masturbate. All right, yay. Okay.
Well, it's like any coming of age story that we all liked when we were kids or whatever. It's like, yeah, this is relatable to us.
Right.
And then when you watch with your parents or whatever, you're like, oh shit, they know about this? Yeah. Fuck.
Ew.
Yeah, gross.
That's true. What about you? Do you have any coming of age stories?
There was, I mean, like, 7th grade was when we went to the first boy-girl party and stuff like that, and around, like, 7th, 8th grade is when, like, saw your first pair of boobs.
Real boobs?
Yeah, oh yeah. And
Was it like a community thing?
Yeah, it was like party. Like party, people were flashing, all that stuff.
It's 7th grade?
Yeah, 7th, 8th grade, yeah. And then, and then like 10th grade, me and like friends got, like we were away on a trip or whatever and got together, so we like would test things out, like, okay, we're gonna go to second base with each other, or, like stuff like that, where we'd just be like, alright, now we're gonna go, gonna touch each other's,
Dirty parts.
stuff. Yeah.
Stuff. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that scares me because I have a 13-year-old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, me, I was never really very, like, I wasn't, like, fucking all, you know what I mean, like, back in high school, but it was, you experiment, you go out and you have friends and you're just like, let's figure this out,
See, my parents were really smart. They sheltered me and they made me believe in God.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so when I was younger, I was like, nobody's gonna touch me there. So in high school, I was like I talked a big game, which I kind of still do. I'm a big talker, but I was like, no, you can't touch that.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, I was raised in a Jewish household, but it's like we go off to, summer camp to, meet your future wife or whatever, yeah. So they want you to meet people.
Okay, last question.
All right.
What is your favorite memory, non-comedy memory that still makes you laugh? Like something that happened when you were younger, or when you get together with your friends, you're like, oh my God, do you remember that time when?
Yeah, it won't be funny for the podcast.
Okay.
But I was just thinking about this the other day. It makes me laugh every time I think about it because it was just. But I guarantee, like, it won't be funny.
It's okay.
It's
okay.
But me and two of my friends back in high school, we would go to movies and stuff like that. And we were. It was like after the movie. I forget if it was after the movie or before the movie. We were at like a Target or a fucking Walmart or some shit like that, and we were at the register checking out, and the checkout lady asked my friend if he wants a bag. And this guy is like the coolest guy. Like, he cares so much about like just being like saying the right thing, doing the right thing, suave motherfucker, And she goes, "Do you need a bag?" And he just goes, "No, I got a butt." And me and my friend were like, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "What?" He just said you had a butt. And then he's like, "Oh fuck, I got a bag." And it was just this thing where it's like the calmness and the collectiveness of him. She went, "No, I got a butt." It was just the funniest fucking thing to us.
Okay.
And we laughed and laughed and laughed. And so,
I get it. Because I have one kind of similar.
Yeah. We
were Christmas shopping and my brother was with us. And the okay, what you need to know about Adam, my brother, is he got all the good looks. Like, I got the brains, he got all the good looks.
Okay.
To the point where more than once I've heard, that's your brother?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Same parents?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He's so cute, you guys look nothing alike. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, thanks. So the cashier is hitting on him. And we were walking away, and John's like, dude, she wanted you. And he's like, what was I supposed to do? Go, I think you're pretty. And to this day, every time we see each other, I'm like, I think you're pretty.
Yeah. That's great.
Which is stupid, but yeah, to us it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, so now whenever I see my friends, like, you still got that butt?
You still got that butt?
Like, yep.
See, I get it.
Yeah.
All right, how do you feel?
Feel very, very relaxed and sane.
Perfect. All right, I'm gonna go, and then you take your time getting up. We'll put the camera down so we don't have to see you naked. But get up slowly. Take your time.
There you go, slowly.
Yeah.
Will I collapse and have my muscles atrophied?
Yeah, that's exact. You'll turn into stone.
All right. Cool. Thank you.